Listen, this feels illegal to share, but you need to hear this. Right now, while you're sitting here watching this video, someone just like you is losing 120 grand doing exactly what you're probably doing right now. You're not waiting for the right time to invest. You're waiting for permission to get rich. Now, I have a confession to make that's going to make you uncomfortable. For 18 months, I sat on 6 figures in cash, telling myself that I was being smart by researching the market. Meanwhile, 3 properties that I had saved and bookmarked as potential investments went up by an average of 40 grand each. That's 120 grand in gains that I just watched slip away. Whilst at the same time, I was congratulating myself for being cautious. Here's what I wish someone had told me back then. Perfect timing does not exist. It's just a story that you tell yourself to avoid the real fear. And that fear, I've come to realise, is the fear that you might actually succeed and pull it off. And I bet you've recognised this pattern because you're probably living it right now. I bet you've got property podcasts queued up. I bet you've got books on your nightstand and thousands sitting in your bank account earning effectively nothing. And that's all going on while you're waiting for everything to align perfectly. We both know that's true. I've been there. Spreadsheets open, analysis paralysis setting in, convincing yourself that you're getting closer to starting. And here's what I've learned after losing more money waiting than I ever lost through investing. The biggest risk isn't buying at the wrong time. It's not buying at all. That is the biggest risk. And this is known as the opportunity cost. The cost of lost gains due to missing the opportunity through inaction. I've overpaid on deals by 10, 15 grand. I've had refurbs drag on for 3 months longer than what they were planned for. I've watched repair budgets increase overnight. But all of those mistakes cost me a few grand. Not investing cost me hundreds of thousands of pounds. Your brain is sabotaging your wealth without you even realising it. Your brain evolved to protect you from tigers and wild animals, not inflation. When the headlines, political policy and public opinion are all negative, every survival instinct you have tells you to wait. But while you're waiting, paralysed by the fear, inflation is quietly stealing your purchasing power every single month. And that's because the cost of everything is increasing. That 50 grand sitting in your savings account is actually going to be worth 46 grand in real terms 12 months from now. And that's just because of inflation. The solution isn't to ignore the fear. The actual strategy to use is the strategy that professionals use. And even more importantly, you need to use it while everyone else is waiting. So here's the framework that's been gatekeeping wealth for decades. It's called the 3D strategy. First D, drip feed your entries. Stop hunting for the perfect moment and start spreading your purchases across weeks and months. You'll never ever be able to time the bottom, ever. Everything's reported in arrears, so you're never going to know where the bottom is. But if you spread it all out, you'll avoid the exact top. More importantly, you maintain momentum instead of analysis paralysis. Second D, diversify intelligently. And I'm not talking about the boring old spread everything thin advice that your bank gives you. I'm talking about strategic diversification, which means growth assets, inflation hedges, and opportunity capital. Each serves you a specific purpose in your wealth machine. And the third D, direct debit. Direct debit your future. The most successful investors I know don't rely on feeling motivated or feeling in the mood. They rely on automation. They pay their future first and then live on everything else that's left. As an example, if you invest in stocks, you can set up an automated direct debit each month that just takes money out of your bank account after you get paid and puts it in investments and invests it for you. That way you don't get tempted to spend it on other stuff. This takes all the decisions away, so you stop getting in your own way. You need to understand money at these 4 different levels. Level 1, spending. Necessary, but you need to learn to minimize it ruthlessly. Level 2, hoarding. Cash that loses buying power. So if you hoard money in a bank account, in a current account, or even in the savings account, that money, even if you're earning interest on it, is going to lose value to inflation every single month. It's the exact opposite of how to build wealth, because this way you're losing money while you sleep. not making money while you sleep. Level 3, storing. Beating inflation with decent rates. You might store money in gold or other assets that track up with inflation over time. And level 4, investing. Owning assets that grow and pay you while you sleep. Your mission is to reach level 4 as fast as possible, because when you do, you take advantage of compound interest and the compounding effect, the eighth wonder of the world. And here's why compound interest is called that eighth wonder of the world. So imagine this. Imagine you've got a lily pond where one lily doubles every single day in size. So you start off on day 1 with one lily. By day 29, it's going to cover half of the pond. And then on day 30, it covers the entire pond. And that's compounding. It feels painfully slow for the first 29 days, and then on day 30, feels like magic. But only if you start and then stay committed, which is where the automation comes in. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking right now, what objections may be running through your head, because I've had the same 3 fears that are probably going around your head right now. What if I buy and the market crashes next week? It might crash, but if you're buying cash flowing assets, you're going to end up just getting paid while you wait for it to recover. Think about the long term. And if you've got cash flow coming in, you're still making money. Most market crashes recover within 24 to 36 months. Most people spend 24 to 36 months researching before they start. Next, I don't have 6 figures to invest. Well, that's perfect. Large sums of money create timing pressure and stress. Small, consistent investments create systematic wealth. £800 a month invested consistently will always beat 10 grand invested at once. And that's just for the simple fact that the habit continues long after the lump sum disappears. And third, I'm terrified of making mistakes and I don't know what I'm doing. You will make mistakes. Every successful investor has horror stories that I could share with you right now. But, and this is important, you'll learn more by owning one property for 3 years than studying for 3 years and owning nothing. Education through action beats education through consumption every single time. And here's what separates the people building wealth right now from the people who are watching videos about building wealth. Action. If you're serious about this, and I mean actually serious, not just entertained, if you're choosing to invest in property, get proper education and systems that actually work. I can help you avoid the 50 grand of mistakes I made learning the hard way. Because inside Property School, you'll get step-by-step training on finding undervalued deals, analysing the numbers that actually matter, and raising private finance from people who want to partner or invest with you. There are hundreds of hours of courses, resources and masterclasses from the UK's top property investors and trainers, from Progressive Property, from investors who have built massive portfolios and who are doing exactly what they teach. You can also get direct access to our huge community of investors taking action right now and asking questions, getting help and getting support, plus networking opportunities if you join us at Property School. And most importantly, the exact systems that I use to find properties and do deals. This isn't theory from someone who's never done a deal. This is the exact roadmap I wish I'd been given when I started. Join is easy. All you got to do is type into any browser property.school/go. Let me say that again. That's property.school/go. Type that into any browser and then click join. You can join for less than 50p a day, which is less than 1 coffee a week. Plus, there's no ongoing contract, so you can cancel anytime. The current market is the best market we've had in over 20 years to do this stuff. It's a huge opportunity. But here's the thing with opportunities. They expire. The market will always give you reasons to wait. Interest rates, inflation, political uncertainty, global chaos. There's always something scary in the headlines. And while you're waiting for perfect conditions, people with imperfect knowledge but perfect action are building generational wealth right now. Is now the best time to invest? Well, in reality, the best time was 20 years ago. The second best time, well, that's today. Start small, start smart, but start. Your 60-year-old self will either be thanking you for this decision or regretting that you didn't make it. And the choice isn't someday, it's today. Come join us at Property School. Go to property.school/go. Type it in any browser now and I'll see you inside.